What is up, everyone? Mike here, talking about two different cars that should be on the market shortly. We're talking about the 2017 Corvette ZR1, God, that was a nice bump in the street, and the 2017 or potentially 2018 Shelby GT500. Now let's start with the ZR1. Now originally, like I've said in a few videos before, we thought that this new ZR1 was potentially going to be a mid-engine car, but it doesn't look like it's going to be that way. We've got some spy shots here. And as you can see, it appears to be basically just a regular C7 Corvette. So where does that leave us? Well, it leaves us with the progression of the C6 Corvettes, where you have the Corvette Grand Sport Z06 ZR1, and it looks like it's going to be that same progression for this generation as well. But what does that mean? It means that this car is most likely just going to be more powerful, and here's what I'm thinking. I don't necessarily think, you know, when you look at the old C6 generation, you had the Z06, 500 horsepower, then you had the ZR1, 630 horsepower. I don't see, and now you have the Z06 at 650, so I don't see the new ZR1 having 780 horsepower. I don't see a C7 Corvette coming out with almost 800 horsepower, and I don't think it needs that much horsepower. So what I'm thinking is, this new ZR1 is going to be just more of a track-focused Corvette. Now, we already know the Z06 is supposed to be the track Corvette, but they went a little bit soft with this one. Let's be honest. They offer it in a convertible. They offer the automatic, even though I think the automatic, the new 10-speed that they're working on over at GM with Ford, will be available in the ZR1 as well. But I think that, you know, they want to make an even more dedicated track machine. Think of it this way. Think of Porsche 911, GT3, GT3 RS. Think of Viper TA, Viper ACR. Think of it like that type of progression, and I think that this ZR1 is going to be the next step up. So that is what I think for now, you know, considering that it's not going to be mid-engine, so we probably won't see that. I mean, where does that leave us? It means that we probably won't see a mid-engine Corvette now until 2019 at the earliest, maybe 2020. I'm being super conservative now because I realize that, you know, if this new ZR1 was looking like it was going to be mid-engine, I could totally believe that it would be out. You know, they'd wait a couple of years. They just released the Grand Sport. They're going to wait a couple of years, and then they might introduce that new thing. But seeing as though this ZR1 is going to be out now and very soon, and it looks like it, I mean, it shouldn't take them, since it's the same C7 Corvette underneath, it's not going to take them that long to finish this car. So they're probably going to plan it out. They're going to sell it in 2017 as a 2018 model year. Although I don't even know about that, because Corvette and Chevrolet have been moving really fast lately. I mean, the Z06 came out 1 year after the Corvette, like it always does. But then the Grand Sport came out like right away, whereas before the Grand Sport didn't come out until, I think, 2010 was the first year. So there was a few years there of selling a C6 and a Z06 without a Grand Sport. So it seems to me that Corvette is moving really quickly. So we might see this ZR1 as early 2017 as an 18 model. I'm not sure, but I'm thinking probably late 2017. But that's kind of where we're at right now for that car. So I don't think a mid-engine one will be coming anytime soon. And I think that, you know, this new ZR1 is going to be more of a track-focused Corvette, although I still think it will have more power, because I don't think it's enough for Chevy just to come out with it and say, okay, it's more track-focused, the same horsepower. I think we'll see a little bit more. Now, again, I don't think we're going to see like C6 generation where you have 130 more horsepower than this car. So I'm thinking, I'm going to give an estimate here. I'm thinking this Z06 has 650. I'm thinking the new ZR1 will have 700. I think 700. I don't even think 750, to be honest with you. But, you know, we'll see. It'd be cool if it had 750, but honestly, I don't think it needs that much power, and we'll just have to wait and see. So those are my thoughts on the new ZR1. Now, let's talk about the new GT500. This is a car that I'm really excited about. Even though I'm obviously driving a Corvette, I'm more of a Corvette guy as opposed to a Mustang guy. I mean, I like everything. But, you know, I'm really excited about this GT500 because I think that everyone kind of wants to see, like, the most ridiculous car ever. The Hellcat had 707 horsepower. Some people are thinking that this new Mustang, this new GT500 is going to have 800 horsepower. I don't know. I really don't think that that's going to happen. But nonetheless, I mean, it would be cool if it did. But here's what we know. I'll show some spy shots here on the screen. So as you can see, it looks very much like a GT350 or a 350R. You can see that it's rocking the 350R wheels on the back, so I'm sure that this GT500 will have carbon fiber wheels as well, which is awesome. That's one of my favorite things, if nothing else, that I love about the new GT350R. I love the fact that it has carbon fiber wheels. I mean, who does that? So we know that it's probably going to have carbon fiber wheels, but here's the interesting thing. We don't know what kind of engine it's going to have. There's a lot of speculation. Some people are even thinking like a V6, like potentially something really close to the GT engine. I don't think it's going to be that way. I think we're going to see either the Voodoo V8, which is the flat plane crank V8 that you find in the 350. I think we're going to see that either turboed or supercharged, or I think we're going to see a regular 5.0 Coyote motor, potentially twin turbo. When I say turbo, I mean twin turbocharged. We're going to either see that or a Coyote motor also supercharged or twin turbocharged. That's what I think. And I think, knowing Ford with their turbo technologies, I think that it's probably going to be a turbo. You know, I don't see the GT500 going back to the supercharged ways, but you know, maybe we'll have to see. Now, the other interesting thing that we can talk about here, as you can see in the spy shots, is the spoiler on the back of the GT500. Now, of course, the old generation GT500 always had the little ducktail, which is always a little detail that I liked about this car. But this new car, as you can see, has a very pronounced wing on it. Now, this could mean two things in my mind. Number one, it could mean that car manufacturers just do this. You know, it's a very early pre-production model. They're just testing, so they slap something on there to throw people off or whatever. Can go either way. That can certainly be the case. But I also might think that this points to, this might be an important detail. This might point to the fact that the new GT500 will be more of a track-focused machine. And, you know, the old GT500 had crazy powers, 662 horsepower, I believe. So tons of power, absolutely awesome. But I don't think that they necessarily want to or need to go this direction with the new car. So ultimately, I think that's the direction that Ford is going to go with this latest gen GT500. I think they're going to stick to the more track-focused approach. I mean, and it worked well for them with the 350. And they also need a proper competitor for the new ZL1. Now, you might be thinking the ZL1 and the 350 don't compete. They're too different. But they're really not, because the new ZL1 lost weight, a lot of weight, and the new Mustang put on weight, even in GT350 form, right? It's still heavier than the old Mustang was. Can't talk right now. Oh, now I got music on. But that's what I think, you know, that they're going to need a proper competitor for the ZL1, because the ZL1 is going to wipe the floor with the 350 for a similar price point. So I think that this new GT500 is going to be that car, and I think that it definitely has the potential to kick the ZL1's ass, and this is coming from a guy driving a Corvette. Anyway, those are my thoughts for those two upcoming cars, and let me know which one you guys are most excited for. Like I said, I think honestly, I'm most excited about the GT500, believe it or not. But I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you're stopping in for the first time, please subscribe. Take care. Have a great day.